38 cm Sturmmörser, also known as the Tiger assault howitzer, German, Sturmmörser Tiger, abbreviated as Sturmtiger, was a heavy assault gun used by Germany during World War II. It was modified from the damaged chassis of the Tiger I tank after combat and was equipped with a 380 mm mortar to provide heavy fire support for infantry in urban warfare. A total of only 18 Sturmtigers were manufactured throughout World War II. Since the start of the Battle of Stalingrad, the German army, which had been making progress on the Russian steppes, finally encountered difficulties in urban warfare amid the fortified buildings and areas in the city. Therefore, it was deemed necessary to produce heavy fire support combat vehicles for infantry. At that time, the army only had 33B German Gasalt infantry guns, which were modified from the 150 mm SIG-33 howitzer mounted on the chassis of the Mk3 tank to serve as artillery for destroying buildings. However, there were only 24 units, and half of them were lost during the Battle of Stalingrad. In early 1943, the Grizzly assault gun, developed on the chassis of the Panzer IV to replace the infantry gun 33, made its debut. However, the Wehrmacht still deemed it insufficient and required a self-propelled artillery to support infantry with thicker armor and stronger firepower. This led to the concept of using the Tiger tank chassis paired with a 210 mm howitzer. However, this weapon did not exist at that time and was replaced by a 380 mm rocket launcher, which was converted from a deep-sea bomb launcher used by the German Navy. In September 1943, Krupp used the chassis of the Tiger I tank as the design basis, then sent the vehicle body to Henschel for chassis assembly, and finally to Alkit to complete the upper structure of the vehicle body. The prototype was presented to Hitler a month later. The first production vehicle body began to be delivered in December, and by February 20, 1944, Alkit had completed 3 assault Tiger tanks. Due to the delay in the construction schedule, Hitler did not request an increase in the quantity and speed of mass production before April 19. However, 12 combat compartments and guns for the Sturmgeschütz tank destroyers were already prepared for installation. In August, Alkit completed another 3 remanufactured Sturmgeschütz tank destroyers, originally planned to complete another 7 equipped with the 380 mm mortar version of the Sturmgeschütz tank destroyers by September 20, as he had already been presented to Hitler in the meeting on August 20. By mid-September, 10 Sturmgeschütz tank destroyers were completed. Another 5 were completed by the end of the year. At this time, Hitler was facing defeat on the battlefield and pinned his hopes on all new weapons, so he planned to use the Sturmgeschütz tank destroyers specially, and it was expected to produce at least 300 rounds of ammunition for the Sturmgeschütz tank destroyers each month to meet the needs. The chassis of the Sturmtiger is based on the late-model Tiger I tank, so the suspension system is also the same. The original structure was removed to accommodate the new artillery, and with the cannon moved forward, once the armor was installed, a typical square German tank appearance emerged. Compared to the Tiger tank, the Sturmtiger is much shorter overall, measuring only 6.28 meters in length, while the Tiger tank is 8.45 meters long. This is mainly due to the absence of the longer main gun found on the latter, which protrudes far in front of the chassis. The design of the shorter barrel provides more advantages in urban environments. The Sturmtiger is also slightly shorter than the Tiger tank, with a height of 2.85 meters compared to the Tiger tank's height of 3 meters. The Assault Tiger was designed to advance in urban areas, and its armor had to be thick enough for close combat, so its frontal armor is as thick as 150 millimeters, coupled with an inclination of about 45 degrees, which is equivalent to a thickness of 200 millimeters. The side and rear armor are each 80 millimeters thick, so the Assault Tiger weighs as much as the Tiger II tank at 65 tons. The 380 mm Raketenwerfer 61L/5.4 is a breech-loading rocket-propelled mortar that fires short-range rocket-propelled projectiles approximately 1.5 meters long. There are various types of shells, with weights up to 376 kilograms, and a maximum range of 6,000 meters. The warheads can be high-explosive charges of 125 kilograms or shaped charges designed to penetrate defensive structures, capable of penetrating up to 2.5 meters of reinforced concrete. When loaded with high-explosive warheads, the range can reach 5,650 meters. During launch, the propellant first accelerates the warhead to 45 meters/second, then 40 kilograms of rocket propellant boosts it to about 250 meters/second towards the target. In addition, the front end of the rocket-assisted cannon has a unique appearance, with a ring of exhaust holes around the muzzle, making the cannon barrel look like a kitchen pepper shaker. The design of this ring of exhaust holes is due to the high pressure and toxic waste gases produced during rocket launch. If the breech is recklessly opened after firing, it would lead to a tragic outcome for all personnel on the vehicle. Moreover, the waste gases during launch can cause excessive chamber pressure, which can damage the weapon itself. Therefore, the design of the exhaust holes serves to facilitate the discharge of toxic gases and reduce chamber pressure. The large and heavy shell can only allow the Sturmmörser to bring 14 rounds to the battlefield, with one already in the breech and another lying on the loading tray. The remaining 12 rounds are all on the rack at the back. The small crane at the rear of the vehicle is used to lift the massive shells, pass them through the loading hatch, and then place them on the loading tray in preparation for entering the breech. Due to the low ammunition load, it requires an ammunition vehicle to follow, which is also modified from the Tiger tank, but only one has been completed. In addition to the mounted 7.92mm MG34 machine gun at the front, there is also a close combat defense weapon at the rear of the ammunition loading door, used for close defense against infantry. The Assault Tiger is a heavy armored vehicle used to support infantry, assisting them in attacking enemy bunkers or fortified positions. However, by the time the Assault Tiger was deployed to the battlefield, the German forces had shifted to a defensive posture, and this vehicle was mainly used for defensive battles. A total of 3 companies were formed into Assault Tiger companies: Panzer Sturmmörser Companion, PZ Sturmmörser KP, the 1000th Company, the 1001st Company, and the 1002nd Company. It was originally planned that a company would be equipped with 14 Assault Tigers, but in the end, the last company was only equipped with 4. The 1000th Company was established on August 13, 1944, and mainly participated in defeating the Warsaw Uprising. The prototype vehicles even joined the suppression battles, and these Assault Tigers truly demonstrated their intended purpose of breaching strongholds. The 1001 and 1002 Assault Tiger companies also joined in the suppression in September and October, and then moved to the Ardennes region, participating in the Battle of the Bulge with a total of 7 vehicles. After the Ardennes offensive ended, the Assault Tigers switched to defending the Western Front. Amidst the gunfire, the Assault Tigers were almost invulnerable due to their heavy armor, and if the Allies and the Soviets did not use tactical support from bombers or larger caliber artillery to deal with the Assault Tigers, they would have been firmly restrained, unable to advance or retreat. Several Assault Tigers were lost on the battlefield, and the remaining ones were abandoned due to mechanical failures or insufficient fuel after being damaged. In early 1945, during the campaign pushing into Germany, one Assault Tiger that resisted along the border managed to destroy 3 M4 Sherman tanks belonging to the 3rd Armored Division with a single shell.